Hi everybody, it's Mario Hemsley. Good morning, coming to you live once again from Facebook. It's Tuesday morning and I'm up. Stayed up late last night again, working hard on getting the broadcast things together. But like many of the mornings, I wake up and I'm immediately sort of inundated with thoughts that I need to share with you. So this thought for the day is that many of you, this will be the time to consider contacting your healthcare professionals to consider medication for your depression. And let me get real with this. I've suffered from depression most of my adult life. I managed to keep it under control. I managed to make it through medical school with depression. I managed to do 30 years of practicing pediatrics very successfully while dealing with depression. I'm a person who did 9 CDs, started internet television broadcasts. I did all of this while suffering from depression. So let me tell you, it's not okay. Every Christmas, I would disappear. Every Christmas. From Thanksgiving to Valentine's Day. They would just say, oh, Rob's just, he gets moody in the holidays. Yeah, I was depressed every holiday. Every holiday I was depressed. And every holiday I stayed inside. And every holiday I avoided things and people and events for decades. What a waste. What a waste. And while I was able to accomplish so many things, people don't think of people who accomplish things in terms of depression. The problem is, many of us who achieve things, that's in compensation for our depression. We are depressed, so we're trying to do things to compensate for our depression. So this is sensitive this morning. I want many of you to consider antidepressant medication. That's right. I want you to consider it. I avoided it. See, I didn't want to share this. I'm sharing this personal stuff of mine because it saves lives. It saves lives. So, I wanted to talk about it. When I got ready to have the big back surgery in August of 2018, at that time I could barely walk. I had to hold onto the shower nozzle in the shower to stand during the shower. Okay, I damn near had a chair in the shower some of the time, but I couldn't walk. I woke up with pain. I went to bed with pain. The first thing I remember at night would be pain, and the first thing I opened my eyes up in the morning would be pain. When I decided to have that big back surgery, 3 levels, L3, 4, and 5. I had the big one, you guys. Yeah, Brenda said she had to, yes, Lord. And let me tell you, I had the big surgery, and I was glad to have it. When I got ready to have that surgery in August of 18, I knew this was a life crisis for me. Thank you, Lord Father. There are times when I am wise. Thank you, Lord Father. Because I was going in to have that big back surgery, and at that time I was on my own. No wife, no children. So when I got ready to have that big back surgery, I called up my doctor, who's a family practitioner. People laugh. No, I picked my doctor because I picked someone who's caring and kind. And believe it or not, I use metaphysical stuff. In other words, when I chose my doctor, I looked through all the pictures and saw whose picture I felt vibes from, believe it or not. And I picked the perfect doctor for me. And I called her up and I told her, I said, I'm having this back surgery. And I need to go on and probably start some medication because I may not be able to tolerate all this. And she was like, well, Mario, I can. And I didn't like the psychiatrist. Just picking a psychiatrist is funny. So my doctor and I, we were like, well, she was like, Mario, I can start you on the side. And he's depressant medication, they want us primaries to start us, which is true. They want the primary doctors to handle routine depression. Depression's so common, you guys, they want the average doctor to take care of depression. There's so much depression out there. So And I had the surgery scheduled for August of 2018. I remember the day. I don't remember which day it was. But I started antidepressants on 3 days after my birthday. So I started antidepressants in July 5th, 2018. I started antidepressant medication. That's right. 3 days after my birthday in 2018, 7/5. I had one of those good reactions. In 3 days, I was feeling better. And let me explain what happens with antidepressant medication. First of all, as a chronic weed smoker, it's known to kind of lower certain things and make you more prone to depression. See, so weed smoking has a way of also contributing to your lowered serotonin and depression. But there's a lot of chemical reasons and components to depression. Let's just say the new medications are different. Way less side effects. I can literally say I don't think I've had any side effect from my medication. I take Lexapro. Okay? Now, I can name any side effects. Let me tell you what it feels like to be on antidepressants. Let's be real. I am not euphoric. Do you see me being euphoric? Do I seem any different to any of you who know me than the regular Mario? No. What the antidepressants did for me is made me feel like the old Mario. I literally, mentally, emotionally feel like 20-some years ago. Now, what do you mean? It's not that I feel young. I didn't realize how much the times had gotten to me, you guys. Times had gotten to me and made me different over the years, slowly. So the antidepressant medication makes me feel like years ago when I felt like I could tackle things. See, with depression, I call depression, if you can imagine a fuel battery, right? And every day your battery has a certain amount of charge. It takes a certain amount of charge to get up, wash your face, take a shower, get dressed. And for some of us, at the end of getting up, washing our face, and taking a shower, our battery is empty. We have no more energy to face the world at all. Can't face the world. We're done. Need to go back to bed. So the antidepressants will help you deal with that. Right now, with all this stuff going on, a lot of you are depressed. I know you are. As a physician, once I started actually looking at my friends, actually looking at them, I saw a bunch of them were depressed. A bunch. And right now, as I look at my friends, a bunch of you are depressed now. Right this second. Nicole is putting some important points. Exercise is helpful. See, with depression, you tend to sit inside. That's the problem. At least sit outside in the sun. It's an exercise when you're depressed to sit outside. I used to tell people, if you're going to be depressed, go sit out being depressed in the park. A lot harder to do today, but get out in the sun. Something about the sun on your skin seems to be therapeutic in dealing with depression. But first thing I want you to do is acknowledge, one, it's okay to be depressed. It doesn't mean you're a lesser person. It's a disease, it's an illness like anything else. Do not do that judgment stuff. I did that. Kept me from getting treatment for 20, 30 years. Pride. I also was worried about the medication, but the medication today is better than ever. You may need to go on antidepressants for a while. Okay? You may do that. Now, some of the people, Candace is talking about exercise again. Exercise is great for you. Get out in the air. Go exercise, do things. Try to be out. You know, with all the depression, you can still do things on your own. Put on your mask. Go through a walk around your neighborhood. Put on your mask. Get out. Okay, I got my mask. My mask came in. I got some extras. So some of my friends know I got some extras. See, you got the mask. Put on your mask. Get out there. But I want you all, I'm making this broadcast this morning. My topic this morning is depression. I want you to do something. So for those of you who are feeling sad, locked up in the house, I want you to do and take some efforts to deal with this. I do. I know for Kaiser, you can reach out. And don't be afraid to mention it. Say to your health professionals, I am depressed. I've had wonderful experience with my antidepressant medication. Wonderful. No side effects whatsoever. Been able to continue smoking my weed, which calms and soothes me in this time of crisis. In this time of crisis, I need soothing. And my cats and that marijuana soothe me. Soothe the savage beast. And so for those of you who are out there who are depressed, I want you to consider medication. I want you to talk to your doctors. I want you to know that I'm on medication. Been on medication since July 2018. Best decision I ever made. One of the best decisions I've ever made. And now, because I care about you, I'm willing to share this. At first, we have all these weird pride things. And I was like, if I can't talk about this as a physician, then why should they? Why should they? If I can't talk to you about this as a doctor. So I'm going to talk about it. I have a depression problem. With all the stuff I'm achieving, with all the money I have and all the retirement and all the Keo, big house and pool and all that shit, don't make a goddamn bit of difference. Okay? Don't make no damn bit of difference. So I have a depression problem. I'm feeling pretty good this morning because I am on medication. I'm on Lexapro. So I'm telling you, I want for a bunch of you out there this morning, if you're struggling with depression, don't drink. See, here's the problem. I know you're going to drink. Some drugs are going to come. See, drugs are different, you guys. Every drug is different. Valium is different from marijuana, which is different from alcohol, which is different from cocaine, which is different from Demerol. Okay? All right, they're all different. Some drugs have a tendency to make you violent. Alcohol is a drug that not only does it complicate a large percentage of ER visits, if you're in there for a heart problem, you drink too. So, alcohol is one of the worst. A lot of you don't realize that you really are. You're alcoholics. Some of you haven't thought about it yet. I have some young friends. They don't really know it, but see, right now they're that age where they think they are just having fun. But I have friends who I've spoken to drink and drive. I have a friend who drives around with liquor in a glass. A lot of people don't know they're alcoholics yet. They're finding out that they're alcoholics. If every time you drink, if you like to come in and get drunk every day, alcohol's not like weed. Come in and drink every day. You will be an alcoholic. You will rot your liver. It is a specific toxin. Alcohol is a specific toxin for heart, kidney, intestines. A lot of people are out there who are alcoholics, and they don't know it yet. They don't realize it. They're drinking all the time, but they don't realize it. If you suggest to them that they're alcoholic, they say no, to which I say, stop drinking for a while, let's see. See, I went to therapy. See, I did all this. I put my mouth where my mind is. I went to therapy. I stopped smoking for marijuana for 6 months just to prove to the therapist and my significant that I could. After 6 months, I told them, I'm going back to smoking weed. I'm never going to stop again to prove to you all what I already knew. I dare y'all to stop drinking. You can't stop drinking. You drink every goddamn day. Okay? So let's face it. So, a bunch of you need to face up to your shit. Marijuana is not alcohol. When you smoke marijuana, marijuana is the one thing that tends to help those things. Marijuana is a great drug for PTSD. Is alcohol good for PTSD? Hell no. Alcohol is a drug that actually worsens almost every psychological problem. You cannot name a psychological problem that is not made worse by alcohol. Compare that to marijuana. There's a bunch of things marijuana does that alcohol doesn't. Marijuana is a specific therapeutic drug. Now, the one thing I know that alcohol does good is that it does stop your labor, kind of. So if you go into the early labor, the alcohol might slow that down, make the baby drunk. But alcohol is not a good drug for that. I'm telling you. As a physician, we learned this in medical school. This is obvious. This is not news to anybody. Alcohol is a bad drug. Okay? And when you're sitting in the house, if you start drinking, you're going to be getting in some trouble. Let me tell you this. I've noticed that some of the people who visit me, when they get most frustrated with me, is when they're drinking. See, I have friends who come by and visit me, and I smoke and they drink. And you know what? They get nasty. Yeah. See, you don't smoke a bunch of weed and want to go out and kick anybody's ass. Drink some booze. Yeah, you want to cuss everybody out. You never did. You blah, blah, blah. See, this is why I can't stand all that alcohol. See, because as a weed smoker, believe it or not, I can't tell you how much alcohol I've had as problems from the women I've been involved with. Okay, I'm just saying. I've been involved with some beautiful, successful women, and a bunch of them got alcohol problems. Okay, I'm just telling you. A bunch of the women I know got alcohol problems. Coming over here, stealth, drinking. They think I don't know. And I had the nurses drinking. You know, they drinking in the car. Okay, if you high for an hour of being here at my house and you didn't have no drink on you, why you high? So alcohol complicates relationships. It makes people angry and mean. So I'm making my point tonight. See? It shows you my sleeping patterns, right? I'm just up. I was up late night. And I'm talking to you, and I'm saying, let's be really mature about looking at who we are today. Let's be really mature looking at our habit set. Let's question ourselves. Are things contributing to my happiness, or are things contributing to our anger and hostility? What are we going to do about it? I want for many of you to consider talking to your doctors about antidepressant medication. You could be on it short term. I'm just giving you the license, and I'm telling you that as a physician who avoided antidepressant medication for years, when I started taking Lexapro, antidepressant medication, in July of 2018, it was the best decision I've made of recent life. Okay? All right? So you're talking to a person. I'm taking my morning medications here. There's an antidepressant in there. Do I seem like I'm doing okay to you? I think I am. It's just helping me to be the old Mario, the Mario that you like, the Mario that I like. That's helping me. The weeds helps me to deal with my stress. Again, for those of you who don't use any of that, if you can get out there and walk and do all those things, Thornton Dickinson, who I love, my buddy, my cousin, He don't do none of this shit. Never did. Don't barely drink. Don't smoke. He's been my buddy since the late 70s. Okay, he don't do none of that shit. He don't drink. Barely. He'll have one glass of champagne. I think. Vic too. They don't drink. So I'm around some people who don't drink, and they know. They've been around me for years. I tell them, you can tell the truth about me. Tell the truth about me. Y'all can speak on Mario. I don't care. Like I said, I got no wife, no children. I don't give a shit what people say about me. Talk about it. But anyway, don't drink. Consider antidepressant medication. Kaiser Permanente is really expanding their programs. If you have Kaiser insurance or other insurance, think about it. Consider getting on medication. Again, I was an early responder. I felt better in 3 days. In 3 days. Like someone had pulled a dark cloud off of my head. That's what it felt like. I woke up like the day was a sunny day, like it was a new day. That's what I woke up like. I love my antidepressant medication. I am not an emotional cripple. I am a person dealing with my demons and my problems. And I invite you to be that person too. God bless us.